right. It's Erev Shabbos. It's Friday. Every Friday we try. They say on YouTube, you want the algorithm. You have to be consistent. So I'm trying to be consistent with this Maharal every Friday. Baruch Hashem. We've been learning. Last week we were a little bit late. We did it. I think what was it? It was Sunday before we got around to it. I know. I remember when I was a kid, we had something. It was a round piece of, like something like an oven mitt or something. It was round and it said this is a to it. So if anybody says, well, when I get around to it, you got one now. So Ve'eila Toldos Yitzchak ben Avraham Holid as Yitzchak. So we are in the book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 19, and these are the offspring of Isaac, the son of Abraham. Abraham begot Isaac. So let's open up the Heilige Seite of the Maharal Miprag. I was talking to someone about when Baruch Hashem, I was Zeiche wants to be in Prague. I was talking to someone at work about that today. So let's first look at Rashi. Of course, we already saw the Rashi, Yaakov Esav Ha'amurim b'Parsha, that the offspring of Isaac were Jacob and Esau, who are said in the portion, in the paragraph. So remember, we were saying the Parshas Levi and the Ne'emel Melech both had very interesting Hasidic approaches to how we interpret this. Let's see, going back, what my holy ancestor, I'm sure he's an ancestor of many other people here listening, the Maharal Miprag, what he has to share. Koloimar, as if to say, Ke'ila Toldos, that these are the offspring, Mechuber El Yaakov Esav, Bamurim B'Farsha. That when it says these are the offspring, it's speaking, it's of Jacob and Esau, who are mentioned in the portion. B'chol hasipur min vayehi Yitzchak ad Yaakov Esav l'farish eich noldu. And all of this, where it says in Isaac and so forth, in the next parsha, next pasuk, in the next verse, until verse 20, verse 20 to 26, explains the birth of Jacob and Esau. But why does it say these are the offspring of Isaac before they're born? This deviates from the normal methodology of the scripture. Because elsewhere in scripture it would mention the whole story of their birth, and then it would say these are the offspring of Isaac, as we see, Noah, right? He was born and so forth, and the whole story, and then it says Eila Toldos Noach. Shlomar, and I think, again, before we get into what the Heilige Seite of Maharal says, from an apologetic point of view, things like this prove to me, I don't need proofs. I know that this is the truth. I know that the Torah is the truth. But these are good apologetic arguments against those who subscribe to the documentary hypothesis of higher biblical criticism, because the major claim of the documentary hypothesis is that there was a redactor who took all of these earlier sources and redacted them, an editor. And if you had an editor, why is the editor inconsistent? Why didn't the editor just fix this stuff? Right? And the same thing, you have spelling irregularities, all kinds of things in the scripture. Why didn't the redactor just fix all that stuff? Also grammatical irregularities and so forth. So what's this about? And I even saw a young priest who my wife says looks like a Disney prince on YouTube because we show different videos in the prison, and I'm incredulous to how somebody, they give up so much in life and they don't even believe in it, right? That the Catholic Church has embraced the documentary hypothesis. To me, that's just wild. That, especially talking about a priest, because they have to give up some things in life, right? So, and I'm not going to say anything else. But in any event, and no disrespect, just it's curious, So these type of things where there's these irregularities are a smack in the face to all of those who claim that there was a redactor, because he didn't do a very good job of redacting. Any newspaper editor who would do stuff like this, I think, would get fired pretty quickly. All right, nu v'yishloimer dechasav kach ki miyad shahayu bevetin roy lekroisesim Toldos. Very interesting, though, getting into the mystical parts. The Heilige Gezeide says that you might want to say that it's written like this because immediately when they were conceived, it's worthy to call them offspring. Oh, that's a pro-life statement there from the Maharal. Shahari bevetin haya Yaakov Tzaddik Gomor. Because in the womb, Jacob was a perfect saint. That when he passed by the door of the academy, of the yeshiva of Shem and Eber, he was pushing. He wanted to get out. He wanted to go learn in the yeshiva. Al Pesach Avodah Zarah haya Esav b'farches. And when they passed by the idolatrous temple, where it wasn't just a religious place, they did a lot of disgusting, evil stuff, more than just idolatry, which is disgusting and evil on its own, right? So then Esau wanted to leave. This is Rashi in verse 22. That's why the scripture preliminates that, I guess, with these are the offspring of Isaac. But this could not be written after and Isaac entreated unto the Lord in verse 21, to say that, to write, these are the offspring of Isaac, because that would mean to say that immediately after the prayer that Rebecca conceived, and so therefore we have this here. So thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment, and we'll see you all later. Please have a wonderful Shabbos. All right, how do I turn this thing off? This one didn't turn off, did it? I gotta try it again. I think if I say, how do I turn this thing off, it'll turn off. My kid said I need some merch that says, how do I turn this thing off?